We're all doomed. Or are we? So, this video definitely has something about it, because I haven't done a video in a while, and every time I tried to start to do this, something technologically would go wrong. Little rascally, gremlin-y stuff going wrong. So the battle of good versus evil, the spiritual war, God versus Satan, God versus the devil, the light workers and the star seeds and the blah blahs against the evil and the globalists, and this is such a distortion. And I would like to offer one perspective on infinite potential as to why there is no war, there never has been a war, and when there is a battle of good versus evil, there is no God. There is no God in battle. God is not at war. God does not have enemies. God is love, and love is all, and love allows all, including what we call evil. And evil is simply L-I-V-E backwards. Live, when we're life, when we're live, we're in alignment. When we think backwards, we get evil, we get globalists, we get shutdowns, we get poisoning, we get control, domination, all of these things. So I'd like to speak a little bit about one perspective on infinite potential as to how this reality works. Number one, we do not create our reality. All of reality, in the way that we can experience it, already exists. Every potential, every option, every idea that you think you've had, and every idea that you don't know that you've had, and every idea that you may have of how reality could be, already exists. We do not create reality. We match the version of reality that already exists, that our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, our focus, our attention is placed upon. So, in the battle of good versus evil, the good will triumph over the evil only when all the evil is vanquished and the evil disappears in the world. And just like L-I-V-E spelled backwards, even though it's spelled backwards, it's still a part of the word. So all of the good versus evil story is based in separation. It's based in the separation belief that I am a good person, I am a good little starseed, I am a good light worker, and I'm fighting the good fight for the light. And I am going to overcome the darkness, the globalists, the cabal, the reptilians, the blah, 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 whatever. All of creation is already existent, it's already full, it's already whole, it's already complete. I was going to say with or without you. With or without our idea. Completion wouldn't be complete without us. Creation wouldn't be complete without all of its creations, which we are a part. But when we separate ourselves in good and evil, the good ones, the bad ones, the light ones, the dark ones, we are separating the inseparable and trying to make us to be the good guys and them out there to be the bad guys. And what happens is we get whatever it is we focus upon. So it is true that there's a battle of good versus evil, but that battle is only waged, that war is waged in the mind of the human. It only exists in the separation-based mind of the human that believes itself to be separate, that believes itself to be vulnerable, that believes itself to be at war with something other than itself. And the way this works and how it grows and how we have the visual, so again, we're not being like facetious, I think that's the word. We can see in the world mass thought forms, mass beliefs, mass expressions of this separation-based philosophy, where we see war, where we see division, where we see people separated or people in conflict with each other. But where does this come from? Again, if we can see it in the world, if you see it, you can be it. It's coming from you. Whatever you see in the world is coming from you. You cannot see, you cannot behold what is not beholden, what is not within you. What is, you can only experience a part of what you are. So if we see war in the world, there's a war within us. If we see separation and conflict within the world, there's war and conflict within us. And so the way this works and how it grows and how news and media sells negativity and how bad news sells, sensationalism and war sells, is because although we are not creating our reality, our thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and focus, and our and when we get others that believe, think, speak, act, and have a vision of the world that agree with us, we, air quotes, create a reality. Again, it's already existing. It's just we vibrate to a reality that matches those thoughts, beliefs, ideas. And it will appear absolutely, totally real to the mind and the vision of that being. And whenever two or more are gathered in my name, there I am among them. It's whenever you get someone else to agree with your war, your conflict, your ideas. It could be anything, but we're just using war because it's quite prevalent and based in separation. You both will experience this, and everyone that gives you a contrary version of that will not be experiencing the reality that you're experiencing, and you will swear down and swear blind that your reality is real, and that is true because it is true, but it's only true for you. How can 10 people see a car accident or some event and give 10 different versions? Because there's one earth, there's infinite worlds, and the world exists within the mind of the human, and everybody is changing in like multiple billion times a second the reality. I like it today, I don't like it tomorrow. I like that person now, I don't like them now. I used to follow them, now I don't follow them. They were great 4 years ago, but now they're not. We're constantly changing, and our version of reality is constantly changing with our changing thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and the company that we keep, the attention that we give, where we invest our time. So whenever two or more are gathered in my name, there I am among them, brings into form whenever you gather together with others and agree. So if you're in an echo chamber and all you ever hear is everyone that loosely or completely agrees with you, you will, in essence, again, it's not creation, we're matching a vibrational reality of something that matches this belief system. And it's just a bubble reality that you will match and meet with others who have that same reality, who have that same belief system. And now I can hear people saying, so then if I'm a peaceful person and I'm a loving person and I'm so love and light and I'm always about peace and I'm never at war and I'm condemning war and I'm fighting for the light, how could I see war in the world? Well, I'm going to leave that to you to answer that question for yourself. If I see war in the world, which I do, I know there's conflict within me. When I see separation in the world, when I see people disagreeing, when I see so many different points of view, I know that I am not always clear on what my point of view is. I'm not always clear on what is my truth. I'm not always clear on that. So the reality reflects that. But the magic and the mystery of this is that because we have so many changing beliefs and we have this melting pot and soup of intertwined reality, we get to see little pieces of ourselves changing. We get to see little pieces of a shared reality with this being over here, and then a shared reality with this being over here. And the second that we change our thoughts, our ideas, our belief systems, the company we keep, the intentions, where we invest our attention, our reality shifts instantaneously without any notice. It's not like something we notice. Literally, when we change our ideas, our beliefs, our thoughts, our whole history changes. Every potential past and every potential future changes with a changing idea of our focus, of our intention, our ideas, and our beliefs. And so 3 seconds before you watch this video, you could have had a different history, but you wouldn't know that because you've shifted to the reality where you've got this history and this idea and all these potential futures. And the one that you potentially had 5 seconds ago does not exist in your reality. So the reality continuously gives you the evidence that what you think, you feel, your ideas, what you believe, what you resist, what you persist what you resist persists, what you fear you fuel, what you fight you flame. All of these things, you bring them stronger into your reality, and the reality will continue to show you exactly what it is you believe. And we think there's this reality that everyone is sharing, and my idea about it is this, and their idea about it is that. And the truth, like the absolute truth, is there is only one reality, but we're in these multiple sub-realities that we create in our mind and bring others into our party, our little pity party, or our purr party, or our superhero party, or our savior party. It's hilarious. I can't believe we're in 2025 and we're Groundhog Daying the political savior story again. It's absolutely hilarious. But anyway, we're here again. The politics, black magic, the politics, blood-sucking parasites that are the reflection of our idea that we are powerless and that we need to give our power to make decisions to someone else. That's what the whole of government is. That's what all of politics is. It's a collective belief in humanity that we need someone to tell us what to do, someone to sort out everything for us, tell us how high to jump, and sort out the problems that we don't want to or don't know how to. That's all they are. And then there's beings within the community who will be watching this video that are still placing some sort of savior ideal in politics, in black magic, in blood-sucking parasites, in the outer manifestation of a powerless humanity. Hilarious. But anyway, we digress. When two or more are gathered in my name, there I am among them. Whenever I have a limiting, negative, self-serving, or fearful belief, and I get one other being who agrees with that, or maybe I've inherited that from another being, then that becomes 2, and then it becomes 3, then it becomes 4. That will manifest itself in this sub-reality you call the world, that you think that you share with all the other people in the world. Well, actually, it's your own little computer game. It's my own little computer game. It's a little sub-reality that all of your senses, all of the people, all of the reflections are going to reflect back to you as true. If we do not really question our reality and really question truth, meaning firstly our own truth, am I what I think? Is the thoughts and the ideas and the persona and the identity that I have created, is that who I really am? Is that really true? And is the people and the stories that I've told about my family and my culture and my world, is it really true? Did it change? Has my truth changed? Does my truth evolve? Does my truth do 180s? Does my truth become one thing one day and another thing the next? Hands up. I know what. Mine's has changed. Mine can change on an hourly basis, a minute-to-minute basis. So if our own truth is always changing, how could there be an objective truth in the world? How could there be this one thing, reality, that everyone shared, and we're just all fighting over it and we don't know how to get it right? But my way is right, and their way is wrong. It can't be, because everyone's had completely unique and completely our experiences. No one has led the same life. We've lived similar lives, but absolutely no one. Everyone is completely unique. There's no one knows exactly what it is being to live your life. There's people will have an idea. You maybe see a culture. You may have a similar history, but even so, there's never two lives the same. So how could anyone's perspective of the world, or their ideas about the world, or their beliefs about the world be exactly the same? Again, there'll be similar vibrational patterns or vibrational tones that we match culturally or within our belief systems or whatever it happens to be. And whenever we get more, again, one or more, two or more gathered in my name, then we create that reality. And then we swear down that's the truth. This is the way it is. The left side's wrong, the right side's right. The white are bad, the black are good. Whatever it happens to be, just all the divisions. And the energy that seeks to divide and control us, this is where it's going to be controversial. The energy that seeks to divide us doesn't need to create wars, doesn't need to try and poison and kill the planet, doesn't need to poison and kill people, doesn't need to take their money away from them, doesn't need to control and manipulate them. All the energy that seeks to divide and control needs to do is implant a little thought in the little mind of the human, and the little mind takes it on as their own. The little human thinks this thought that has been offered by the energy that seeks to divide, control, and rule, and it's taken on as its own. So little thought, I'm a savior, I'm a light worker, I'm the starseed, I know what's right, and I've got this huge mission to save the world, and I have to vanquish the evil people. And all you're doing is playing your little childish movie to strengthen the energy that feeds. Because again, we don't create a reality. We have the ability through our thoughts, ideas, attention, and intention to match a reality that already exists. But this energy that seeks to divide and control and manipulate hasn't got that ability to match the reality, what is traditionally called create its reality. It doesn't have that because it believes itself to be separate from its source. It literally believes itself to be separate from its source, which it cannot be. But the only way it can, quote, create is by implanting thought forms and ideas and beliefs in the minds of the little humans. And when the humans take on those beliefs, because those beliefs and ideas will always lead to separation, to war, to fear, to poor little me, to rise up against the evil ones. The beings that think they're fighting the good fight and fighting for the light and they're fighting for God, it's hilarious. God does not have an enemy. God is all. They are fueling what they think they're fighting. They are literally feeding the energy that thrives on separation, that thrives on the warrior, that thrives on the battle. It's its food, its sustenance, its only survival. It thrives on evil, on live backwards. It thrives on humans arguing, fighting, separating, judging, complaining, worrying. That's its only food because it doesn't have the ability of incredible humans have the ability of matching a reality that already exists. They're not creating it, but they have the ability to shift their reality instantaneously by changing the thought, by changing the belief, by adopting new ideas. So that's why it's so important that we are self-conscious and self-aware and really continuously question our unquestioned assumptions and beliefs and question every single idea that appears in your world, in your mind. This was used very strongly in 2020, 2021, and 2022, where there was mass thought manipulation. And again, they don't need to create anything. They are part of us that are showing us the powerlessness of humanity. All they need to do, and they are us, but the aspect that's playing this, all they need to do is implant a fearful thought in enough minds. There's something out there to be very scared of, and it's going to kill you. And if that is implanted in enough minds, and enough minds agree on that and believe in that, and importantly use the superpower of humans, which is the direction of emotion, energy and motion, when we direct our actions and our ideas and our thoughts and how we interact with others through emotion of fear, it is very powerful and very, again, creative. Meaning it can, when you're very afraid as a little human, you can match a fear for a reality much quicker than when you are, let's say, indifferent or passive. The energy of fear, of anger, of all of those things very quickly can allow you to match a reality which will reflect that fearful belief. So all the little rascals, like I like to call them, those little rascals, all they need to do is implant a few little fearful ideas. And how do? They do it through TV, they do it through media, they do it through touching people's fears, touching people's sore spots, and that allows humans to go against each other, humans to be afraid of an invisible disease, dis-ease. All they have to do is, there's no need for an actual something, there's just the need for enough people with the same idea and the same belief You can make people, when people are afraid, you can make them do anything. When humans are afraid, you can make them do anything. When humans are afraid of death, this idea of death, you can make them do anything. When you know you are infinite, when you know you're eternal, when you know you can never die because you were never born, you're uncontrollable, you're sovereign. No one can make you do anything. But when you're afraid, when you believe you're separate, when you believe you're vulnerable, when you believe there is something that you need that you cannot get, or there's something that you need that someone else has and you have to get it from them, then you are infinitely controllable. So, all of when there is a battle of good versus evil, there is no God in that good. There is only evil. Live backwards. So whenever we're living backwards, we are influenced in a way by thought forms, ideas, beliefs, and if we are to be free of this, we need to consciously choose every thought, every idea, every belief, consciously, with intention, and continuously choose it. Continuously choose the thoughts, and don't stay stuck on what you believed was true yesterday. Just because it worked yesterday and you believed it yesterday doesn't mean it's true. Constantly question your own beliefs, constantly question your own assumptions, your own ideas, constantly ask myself, is this my own idea? Is this something that I've come up with through my direct experience? Or is this something that I heard on a video on YouTube? Is this something I heard from some randomer on Facebook or YouTube? Have I just inherited some idea, some belief system that was just given to me and I just took it? Or have I come to this through my own understanding, through my own knowing? Have I recognized something about reality and something about my experience that has led me to this temporary, I don't want to call it conclusion because the conclusion is an ending. It's a temporary perspective. And if we hold lightly and if we constantly check in and see, is what I believe true? Or is what I believe come from my direct experience, from my lived experience, or does it come from something I've inherited from my culture, something I've inherited from media, something I've inherited from one traumatic experience, and then I've judged the whole of reality. One thing happens with one person, then everything that looks like that person or sounds like that person, I judge the whole of reality to be that forever. So one traumatic experience can cloud a whole lifetime if we don't question our unquestioned beliefs and assumptions. If we don't come from the place of, rather than questioning out things that are coming to us, we come back, we resource ourselves. We are the source of everything that's coming to us. So if I'm getting mixed and confusing and fearful and challenging things appearing in my outer reality, go to the source. Am I clear who I am? Am I clear what I want? Am I clear, focused, and sovereign as to where I'm going and who I'm going with, and the way that I wish to be in this world, and the way that I wish to live, and the way that I wish to see? Or am I confused? Am I fearful? Am I flip-flopping? Am I changing one idea one day and then I have another idea the next? Do I have a certain idea, and then one person on Facebook or YouTube or the news or on the street tells me something, and I can change my idea like so quickly. It's good to be open, it's good to be porous, it's good to hold lightly, but look to who am I? Am I this collection of thoughts and beliefs and ideas that I've inherited, that I've picked up, that I've brought together in this story called me? Or am I this infinite, eternal energy that is watching all of this take place? And this character called this body and this life is simply a way in which all of this can play out. And I have the ability to watch myself when I believed one thing and I believed the opposite. I have the ability to watch the experience of growing, of forgetting, of remembering, of falling down, of standing up. This energy, because of the fact that we can narrate our lives, if we can tell a story of our life, that means there's something that is watching our life that is not us. It ultimately is us, but it's not the little us. It's not the little me that's going through the highs, the lows, the forgetting, the remembering. There's something greater here. There's something that is beyond that. And that something holds everything: the live, the evil, the good, the bad, the up, the down, the here, the there. It is the all of everything, and it is completely aligned and completely free for any way in which any little human or human or few people the people of the light wishes to express that, and there's no moral judgment, and God doesn't see good and evil, and the infinite energy of allness is energy. There is no good or evil. There's no this is bad, this is good. There are ways that work to live in harmony, and there are ways that do not work to live in harmony. And if we are seeing an inharmonious world, we are seeing from an inharmonious heart. If we are becoming who we truly are, more and more we'll be able to see a world that seems inharmonious, but we are harmonious. We are peaceful, even when what's appearing seems not peaceful. We are in joy, even when the world seems crazy. And that's when we're in the process of the inner world will more and more start to reflect that we can be at peace even when there's chaos. So again, because it's a soup, it doesn't mean that like this event, all this talk about this app spirituality, the people that talk about this event where just one day everything's going to be better. They want to click the button, the ascension button. They want to click everything's going to be right when I download this app. There's a sip, there's a mix. I have all my limiting beliefs and false ideas, and then they match with this couple and that couple and everyone that you meet. But whenever you begin to feel and see that there's a peace that passeth all understanding, there's a peace that is within you, so that even when the world is reflecting chaos, you begin to see that there's a part of me, of course, I wouldn't see it otherwise, but if I am at peace while there is war appearing, then we know we're beginning to view the other versions of reality, the other bubbles that we're intersecting with. But when we are seeing chaos in the world, war in the world, and we fight against it, and we have to change it, and we must make things right, that chaos, that turmoil, that war is within. And then the more of us align with the truth of who we are, the heart of who we are, the peace that we are, the love that we are, more and more those bubbles will start to reflect more and more peace, more and more harmony, more and more, unity. And this world is a world of duality. It's a world of polarity. It's a world where souls come to experience the highest high and the darkest dark. So if you want the pure utopia at this version of Earth, that is not where we're playing. We're not playing that game at the moment. And there is a version of Earth where that is. But if that version of Earth was what you were focusing on, you would not be looking at this crazy Irishman. You would not be hearing these words, and these words would not be reaching you, because you would not be intersecting with this reality that is showing the version again, one version, one perspective on infinite potential that is being offered here. If it resonates with you, fine. If it doesn't resonate with you, absolutely fine. So I've made it to the gym, 28 minutes. This was only supposed to be a little short one, but every little rascally tech energy was challenging me to do this video. So that's when I know it's usually close on the mark. I've seen a few comments. I was driving there, obviously. Good morning. Hello, Katrina. Good morning to you, brother. Bright and breezy you are. Bright and breezy you are. Louise. Hello, my cousin. You are Auntie Marie. I am Auntie Marie, and you are Auntie Marie. We're all Auntie Marie. I love it. I think Katrina's going to challenge my Gaelic here. Tamij, we are. It means we are. I love it. Eternal love, truth, and harmony. Keep it. Love it. Toral, that makes sense. Well, I'm glad it made sense to someone. Thank you. I'm going to the gym. Love to hear in the comments any challenges to this, or disagreements, or agreements, or anything that you feel like commenting. I am here on this earth to ignite, unite, and highlight 144,000 heart leaders living and giving their unique genius and impacting and inspiring the next 7 generations on earth, leaving a legacy of love. Until next time, from my heart to yours, the divine in me sees, loves, and honors the divine in you. Namaste. We are